cruise life. So as you've probably already spotted from the title, I've decided to do a little mini series called Meet the Animals, and today we're going to be talking about Kayleigh. So Kayleigh is one of our greyhounds. If you've been following my channel and watched any of my videos, you'll notice that she is the black and white greyhound that we have. And those of you with eagle eyes will notice that she's actually on 3 legs. That hasn't always been the case. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kayleigh, and then I'm going to show you some footage, some still pictures and some videos. So Kayleigh is a retired greyhound, so that means she used to race, and she came to us as a 2-year-old. She's now 9 years old. So as a 2-year-old, she had a track injury and she had fractured her left hock, which is actually how I met her at the veterinary practice I was working in at the time. She was coming in for regular checkups and dressing changes, and she'd actually had what we call an arthrodesis, which is where she had her hock joint, which is the pointy bit on the back leg that's sort of like looks like a back to front knee, but it's that way on the back of a dog. And she'd had to have pins and plates and have that all fixed together. And she was doing reasonably well. I fell in love with her, and because the local members where I worked at the time of the Greyhound Trust were bringing dogs in regularly, Kayleigh included, obviously I built up a relationship with them. I was aware that she needed a home. She still wasn't 100% sound, she was still a little bit lame, but because I knew them very well, and because I'm a veterinary nurse, and because I'd already built up a relationship with Kayleigh, they were more than happy for us to adopt her, which we did. And she did really well, and she had a couple of years where her leg didn't trouble her, but then she started to get some bother from it. We had her on pain relief for a while. She had some skin infections around the original operation site. She eventually had to have, over quite a lengthy period of time, she had multiple trips back and forth to the vets, and various treatments, antibiotics, pain relief, x-rays and surgeries. At one point we had all the metalwork removed from her leg, and then she had to have an incredibly long period of rest, followed by a very slow and gentle rehab period, which she recovered and did really, really well from. But again, about 2 years after that, she was having massive issues. She was so lame, it was inflamed, it was red, it was hot, she couldn't use it at all. And after a workup and x-rays, she had osteomyelitis, which is an infection in the bone. So the only course of action, what we were concerned about, was this infection, which we could not get a cap on. She'd been on antibiotics for some months, if I'm honest, and we just couldn't get a handle on it. And she was painful, she was uncomfortable. The only option was to go for an amputation. She is a remarkably stoic dog, and she's been through a huge amount. It was, I'll be honest, as a veterinary nurse who deals with this all the time, going through it with your own dog makes it completely different. On the first time I went to visit her, because obviously I wasn't there for the surgery. Some veterinary nurses will be involved in their own pet surgeries. I'm too emotionally involved and I just can't do it. I cannot detach myself, and I would make a mistake. I would do something stupid. I would freeze. I would panic. I just cannot be involved when it's my own pet. So I went to see her after the surgery, and oh, bless her. There will be some photographs, and just as a warning, some of the photographs are just after she'd had her surgery, so you know the area was clipped. There's a lot of swelling, there's a lot of bruising. You can see the sutures. So if you're a bit squeamish, probably don't look at those. But yeah, I found it really difficult. She hadn't been able to stand. She was doing really well. She was on really good pain relief, but she wasn't getting up for the staff to stand. And bless her heart, she took her first tentative getting up and a few steps post-surgery for me. It's a night I'll never forget. I was on night shift, so I looked after her overnight. That element I can do, the caring post-surgery side, but not actually the surgery. I can't be involved in that. And it was absolutely freezing cold, and everywhere outside had frozen, and I was trying to take a three-legged dog that had only just had an amputation out, who's emotionally very attached to me, and I'm very emotionally attached to her, out for a walk in the dark on my own. And it was like Bambi on ice for any of you that are old enough to remember Bambi. But she managed, and she did a wee and she did a poo, and it made me cry because it were the first things that ones she'd done after her surgery. She only stayed in, I think, for 2 or 3 nights, and then I brought her home. Of course, Kay, our other greyhound, was thrilled to see her, and she's made wonderful progress. And now, I'll be perfectly honest with you, people often don't notice. We had more comments pre-surgery. Oh, your dog's lame. Oh, there's something wrong with the leg. People don't even notice now. We do occasionally get comments, oh, your dog's only got 3 legs, and we're like, oh, we hadn't noticed. I know people are just, interested, but we get far fewer comments now, and for any of you that have seen any of my videos, you'll have often seen them whizzing around the garden. Yeah, she's remarkable. So, temperament-wise, as you'll see from some of the photographs, she's a typical greyhound. She is lazy. She is a sofa surfer. She will spend hours on the sofa if you let her. Kay is very good in the morning at getting up and going out for a pee. Kayleigh, on the other hand, she likes a lion. She loves her food. She loves her cuddles. She very much loves me. She's a mummy's girl. She loves Chris, but yeah, she's my girlie. She loves her walks. She loves looking at squirrels. We have to keep her away from the chickens. She likes to put her nose in any pots of composts, which is why, again, if you watch any of my videos, you will notice that all of my flower pots that were within reach of greyhounds have got wire netting over the top, because she likes to dig things up. She equally likes to dig molehills, but all around she's a wonderful, wonderful dog, and we wouldn't be without her. So I won't rattle on much longer, and what I'll do is I will show you some progressional footage. There's some videos, and then you'll see it's quite obvious pre and post surgery, because pre-surgery she had 4 legs and post-surgery she has 3, and there's some pictures in between of her when she'd had her surgery. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks ever so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon.